We have photos that Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar hoped would never see the light of day. Photos that were aired by Fox News showing a man accused of massive welfare fraud scheme standing beside top state leaders at public events. Now, I'm going to say a legal disclaimer. These images don't prove wrongdoing by anybody pictured, but they raise a much bigger question. How does somebody tied to allegations this serious get so close to the center of public programs without anybody noticing? And what does it say about a system handling billions of dollars in taxpayer funds? Minnesota scandal is exploding into a national story, and we now have federal investigators, ICE, and lawmakers all demanding answers. So let me know in the comments, do these photos change how you see the situation? I think they make me see things a little bit differently, but I want to hear from you guys. So more in a moment as we break down what these images really mean and why the Republic is watching. So my name is Tom, I'm with the Daily Beltway, and I'm also a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And we're going through details that many people still haven't seen clearly, because the scale of this situation in Minnesota is far bigger than most realized. And before we start, make sure you guys are subscribed. We're a growing channel. Every like, comment, share, and subscription helps us reach more viewers. Also, sharing this report is one of the most important ways to get the truth out and to raise awareness about what's really happening inside of our nation. We're going to get to the Fox News clip showing the photos during primetime displaying the accused man standing beside Minnesota leaders at public events. It's scary.
All right, this news just breaking moments ago. Fox News has obtained photos of one of the Somali illegal immigrants wrapped up in the Minnesota fraud scandal, posing with several high-profile Minnesota Democrats, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz. The man pictured is Abdul Dahir Ibrahim. He entered the country in 2000 and has had an order for removal since 2004. He also has a prior conviction in Canada for asylum and welfare fraud. ICE tells Fox News Ibrahim was granted temporary protected status for 10 years, but should have never been eligible. We are going to have more on this in our next hour.
You think? Oh my God, so he was eligible for 10 years, even though he was convicted of fraud in Canada? Then he comes to the United States, shows up, and meets with congressmen and governors, and then gets $8 billion in fraud sent his way. I want you guys to comment below. Do you think Minnesota leadership missed obvious red flags, or was this structure flawed from the start? You know, Ilhan Omar said it was the system's fault, not the man's fault. Let me know your thoughts on that. So the accused individual is tied to a major welfare misuse investigation involving inflated invoices, non-existent programs, and public money that investigators say was handled with almost no meaningful checks. And that's why this story matters. When somebody linked to allegations this serious appears in repeated public settings with leadership, the public wants to understand what oversight looked like, during that period. So Minnesota officials say this case represents a failure of process and not people.